Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Maryville University Hockey Center here in Chesterfield, Missouri. I'm Todd Panula, and I'll be bringing you all of tonight's exciting ACHA women's action between the Lindenwood Lions and your Maryville Saints. The number 4 ranked Saints come in with a record of 11-7 on the year as they closed out 2025 with an impressive 5 wins. Now they did split a couple games right before the end of the holiday break, I should say, as they lost a heartbreaker 6-4 to Michigan Dearborn, but they came back the next night and beat them by a score of 6-2. The Lindenwood Lions, it's been a tough road to hoe so far this season as they come in 0-14-1 and have only 5 goals to their name. So the Lions trying to pick up their first win of the season against one of the best teams in the country. It'll be tough sledding for them, but Maryville will be looking for their 12th win of the season and to get 2026 started off on the right foot. We'll have your starting lineups for you and the puck drop coming up right after your national anthem. Keep it right here on the Maryville Saints Hockey Network.
Welcome to Maryville University,
Welcome to Saints Nation.
home of the Big Red M.
So what does it mean to be a Maryville Saint?
It's more than just going to classes.
As Saints, we are passionate about what we believe in.
We are open-minded and curious about other points of view.
And we know this about life at Maryville.
Your best experiences will happen when you get involved.
Make sure to get involved on campus.
We work hard.
But we have a lot of fun too.
We have a passion to see each other succeed.
You might have a few hiccups along the way, or maybe something more serious.
When we run into adversity,
We have faculty and staff here to provide support.
We stand with our fellow Saints through the good times.
And the difficult times.
So be sure to seek out help when you need it.
we know that here at Maryville,
We are never alone.
The spirit of Maryville flows through each person that steps foot on our campus.
Being a Saint is that feeling that Maryville University is your community.
That even when you're far away from home,
You are home.
We're on this journey together.
We are Maryville University.
One team, one family.
The Maryville Saints Hockey Network welcomes you to the following presentation of the American Collegiate Hockey Association.
Victory isn't simply won. It takes prep. It takes discipline. It takes practice. You lay the groundwork, and you build. But you don't build alone. In the end, victory isn't given. It isn't earned. You don't ask for it. You take it. And you play for keeps.
It's been weeks, at least it's moments of peace. A treat for the freaks, the beat and the priest. It's been weeks, at least it's moments of peace. Increase the heat. I wanna watch it burn.
And welcome back to the Maryville University Hockey Center as we get set for action between the Lions and the Saints. Your starting lineup for the Maryville Saints on the forward line, it's going to be Morris, Sutton, and Beckett. On defense, Smolinski and Gerwitz, and Trasick in between the pipes. The starting goaltender for the Lindenwood Lions is Erica Didoka, as she will try to smother this rather potent Maryville Saints offense. Maryville opens up with possession after a quick giveaway by the Lions. Maryville hoping that the cold front that is coming through the St. Louis area is not indicative of what could happen with their offensive firepower. They want to get a quick goal here as the puck pops up into the Lindenwood bench, and we get our first whistle with 19:32 to go. And the Saints are ready with a quick shot on goal. DAWG making the blocker save, pushing it over towards the far side of the rink. First face-off of the game, other than the initial face-off, will come inside the Lindenwood zone over on the far circle. Maryville wins it. Beckett with a backhand spinner gets it down low to Morris, who tried to set up behind the net. Pilfers the puck away from the defense for the Lions, trying to send it through the wickets. Beckett comes over to help. Gerwitz was there as well, but she has to retreat. Beckett picked the pocket of Lauren Miller. Takes a quick shot off the defensive stick, and it goes out of play as Mackenzie Cameron got the block. 53 seconds gone here. Maryville has had the bulk of the possession. Villard wins it back to Gillings, quickly over to the far side. Villardu took the shot. That was jabbed over towards the corner. Ross is on it, plays it off the end boards. Villard in the corner, back towards the point. Rinkus tried to step up, couldn't quite hold it in, and it's ultimately jabbed down the ice by Nickel. Lions come in on the forecheck, and then a poorly played puck by Maryville is giving it away over along the near side boards. Ross comes over to help. Block shot by Falardo. A scrum for it along the near side boards. 18:20 to go here in the period. It comes loose to the near side. Quick shot. Tresick makes a save. And we're going to get our first power play of the game on an early slashing call. Into the box goes Amber Renkus. And Lindenwood will have an opportunity to take an early lead with a potential power play score. Face-off won by Bilton. Weeks sent it over towards the far point. Shot was pushed aside. Played back by Dottie. Weeks puts it into the mixer. Dottie with a shot and a quick save made by Tresick. In behind the net, it's Keller. Off the wall and back to the point. Cameron to Weeks along the near circle. Shoots way wide. That was a headhunter. Cameron back in the neutral zone. Weeks along the near side. Coming up to make a play was Gillings. The puck bouncing around, and Cameron will send it in. Lions are going to change their lines. Puck loose along the far boards, right in front of the Maryville bench. Both teams jabbing at it, kicking at it. Comes loose onto the circle. Another shot. Tresick makes the save. Oh, and the puck is loose. They put it in the net, but the whistle went way before that. Tresick was not in control, but the referee could not see the puck from his vantage point, so Maryville a little bit bailed out. 1:09 left in the penalty to Renkus. Schoenbert on the face-off of the Lions, going against Toole. Falardo got it up the wall. Toole couldn't send it out, and then the pass for Lindenwood did that job. Slapped off the near side boards. Toole comes up to make the interception. Gerwitz will take the fluttering puck. Tries a long shot. Save made by DAWG. Lindenwood gives it away again. Gerwitz slaps it back around. Carter trying to catch up to it for the Lions. Cannot clock. 30 seconds left in the power play. Outlet pass looking for Thomas. She sweeps it up the wall, but not into the zone. Now a shorthanded chance here. Coming in is Sutton. She has to peel away. Nicely done around the defender. Gives it up to Gerwitz. A shovel shot pushed aside as the defender got a piece. Sutton back to Gerwitz. Walking the line. Wrister up high, and DAWG makes the grab. 6 seconds left in the Lindenwood power play. They had a decent look or two at goal in the first minute or so, but after that, Maryville's actually been more on the front foot offensively. Lions win the face-off. Cameron takes it. Well, she tried to take it in behind her net, sends it up the near side wall. Swatted in by Miller. Chasing it down is Putnam. She sweeps it over towards the far side. Outlet feed as we're back to 5-on-5. They find Beckett here on the near circle. She shoots off the post. Got it under the blocker, but the iron said no. Sutton carries in behind the net. Reverses towards the corner. Hanson calling for it. She's at the straightaway point from the blue line to the circle. Beckett poked. Cameron slams it off the wall, but couldn't get it to its intended target. Morris was trying to set it up from behind the goal. Hanson carried it in. My mistake, that was Beckett. A bouncer into the near side corner. Lions trying to keep their legs a little bit fresh here, changing whenever they can. They don't have as deep of a roster right now due to some injuries. Gillings with a drop pass. Found Villard, but didn't have the space to do too much. Ross in the corner. Gillings is open at the top of the circle. Ross continues to stick handle. Lob pass down low for Villard. She hits the brakes, absorbs some contact. Carter takes her down as both players slip. Calls for penalties go unheeded. No icing here. Skating up the near side is Gerwitz. Oh, she got a little bit of an elbow there. Coxworthy was trying to establish position, and that upper hand on the stick came up a little bit high. Tresick will cover this one up. 14:27 to go here in the first period. And we are scoreless. Rigdon wins the face-off for the Lions. A pop shot from the defender. Madison Olson almost caught Tresick unaware, but she was able to spot it late and get the trapper up to it. Rigdon again against Brennan. Face-off was kind of tied up. O'Leary took a spill trying to get it out. Puck goes off the far wall. O'Leary lifts the stick, and now she's in one-on-one with the defender. O'Leary goes backhand, forehand, and then the puck just slipped away as she was held up. And we'll have a frozen play with 14:06 to go here in the first. Lindenwood going to change their lines. Maryville keeping this quintet out there. Offensive zone. Dottie comes in. Tries to get a backhand towards goal, and Tresick will smother it after making the stick save. Good individual effort there for Devin Dottie as she just charged up the right wing, got towards the goal line, cut back towards the goal, and strong little backhand. Just couldn't find any space. Bilton wins the face-off against Brennan. Slammed off the wall by Carter. Hanson steps to it for Maryville. Up the wall looking for O'Leary. She couldn't find any space. Brennan coming back to help. Centering feed sticked away by Tresick, and now O'Leary heads off. She crosses the red line and skates over the blue. Backhands it towards the goal, and Dodoka will cover it up. Another offensive zone face-off coming up for the Maryville Saints. They kept that Brennan line out there for quite a while. Now it's Struther winning the face-off. Back to the point. Putnam tries a shot. That was turned away. It's loose along the side of the goal. Both teams jabbing at it. And again, the official lost sight of it, so we'll get a stoppage with 13:21. on the clock. Lions have been pretty decent on the face-off circle so far here in the early portion of the first period. Lindenwood gets it out to the Maryville line. Putnam sends it over to the far wing. Toole couldn't quite get it out of the skates. It goes off the toe of Lauren Miller. She was heading off on a change. Linesman says Lindenwood had the correct amount of players on the ice. Hansen steps up and then lost it to Thomas. Still in the zone, however. Lindenwood pops it back out. Morris is there. Gerwitz with it. Looking for Hansen. It took a deflection. Rolled over the stick of Beckett on the way through. Morris comes in on the forecheck. Sutton is there as well. Lions reverse it over here to the near corner. Lofted up past the blue line. Into the neutral zone, but over skating was Kirkland. Gerwitz gets it back to the line. Scoops it in. Floating over towards the far corner. Rigdon trying to get it away. Jordan Rigdon heads back over to the far side. Stolen. Smolinski with a shot. And Didoka saw it all the way. 12:04 left to go here in the first period. Saints out shooting Lindenwood 8-5 thus far. Puck ends up along the end wall. Sutton digs it out of there, trying to get a backhander. Instead goes to the point. Smolinski dusts it off. Far circle for Beckett. She gets it out of the wickets, but it was fluttering the entire time. Eventually she lost it. Good recovery by Smolinski. She skates up towards the slot. Now here's a wrister coming from Sutton. And that may have glanced off the glove of Didoka and went wide. Cross ice outlet feed. Coxworthy goes far corner with it. Smolinski picks it up off the wall and drops it in behind her own cage. Gerwitz sidesteps the pressure. Up the far wall, one touch up to Sutton. Morris coming in support. Beckett is there as well. Sutton all the way, and she just put it wide. Beckett from the high slot wanted to take the wrister, and the defensive stick came in at the perfect time. Point to point. Here's Falardo. She took a shot, and that was pushed away. Falardo looking for Rinkus, and it just comes out of the zone. Icing is the call against the Saints. They'll have to keep their current players out there. 10:49 to go here in the first. Fresh legs out there for the Lions. As I've said, they've been pretty good on the faceoffs thus far. I don't have exact percentages, but it just feels like they've done a pretty good job. Even if they haven't won them directly, they've tied up Maryville, not allowing them to get clean wins. Pass back towards the blue line, went over the blue line. Lions have to touch up. Now they're onside, but the Saints have the puck. Crossing center ice and the blue line is Beckett. Slap shot up high. It's off the cuff of the glove, and Didoka was able to find it down on the ice and cover. Saints with a rather methodical approach to this first period. If nothing else, just trying to kind of wear down the Lions. Ross skates up to it on the corner, takes it to the half wall, dishes back to the corner. Gillings sweeps it along. Villard gives it right back. Villard on it again is Gillings with the quick pass. Hansen couldn't handle the bouncing puck. She steps into it and then gave it away as it was intercepted by Kirsten Martinez. Potential icing here. It will be whistled almost halfway through the period. And they let that extra second tick off, so it is exactly 10 minutes left in the first. Clock keeper a little slow on the trigger. Brendan with the face-off win. It comes out in front. The shot. Score! Brianne Windross finishes it off after it just kind of glided through the slot. A quick little backhand forehand move, and she tucked it under. So Windross at 10:04 gives the Saints the lead here in this first game of 2026. Unofficially, that is Windross's first goal of this season. I always say unofficially because even though I appreciate the work that they do, oftentimes the ACHA website is not necessarily the most reliable when it comes to stats. But as of what they have up there, first goal of the season for Windross. Another shot from the slot denied by the right toe of Didoka. Gerwitz with the chance. Puck came back towards the crease. Didoka covers it up. 9:03 left to go in the first period. Lions push it over here towards the near corner. Wafted up towards the blue line. Gerwitz says it's going to stay in. Lions put it right back into their zone after it was briefly over the blue line. Weeks puts it over here towards the near corner. Lions reverse it, but nobody's over there. Slips under the stick of Weeks. Toole reverses back onto the backhand. Lost it in the dashers. Weeks hits the brakes. Toole comes out with it. She had Sutton coming up through the middle. Couldn't get the pass through. Shot from Gerwitz was blocked. Here's Smolinski. A whip shot. Came up high. Knocked the stick out of the defender's hands. Into the slot. Here's Sutton with a wrister. That's blocked. Gerwitz will hold it in with the skate. Quickly to the stick. Sutton back onto it. Couldn't get it around the defender. Puck loose as they jab at it. Here's Sutton. Beckett calling for it. Sutton can't find the pass. Sutton still with it. Now Beckett on the outside hash marks. Drags it into the circle and back outside. Nifty moves here. A backhand chance. Pad save. Rebound comes right to Falardo. Looking for Morris in front. That was sticked away by the defender. And then lofted out by Coxworthy. Doesn't have enough steam on it to go for icing. 7:35 left to go here in the period. Stretch pass was deflected by Sutton, so that'll avoid an icing call. Cameron is back for the Lions. Up the near side looking for Schoenbert. It comes in front. A backhander by Sutton. The goaltender is down. The referee lost sight of the puck, even though it was loose again. You have to say that they've been consistent with that. So this time Lindenwood is bailed out as Maryville had some numbers surrounding the net. Shots were close in the early going. Now there's a bit of a disparity. 15-5 right now in favor of the Saints, who lead 1-0. Quick D-to-D pass. Falardo took the shot. That was stopped. Cycled back the other way by Doughty. Saints collected along the half wall. Rinkus puts it down low. Ross with a quick one-touch pass. Gerwitz tried to spike it up high, and it ultimately comes out into the neutral zone. Falardo loses the edge. Still digging in along the boards. Jillings back. Filtered on through. Rinkus. Tape to tape for Ross. Rister looking for the shot pass. Jillings was cutting through the middle. Miller swept at it. It was punched away. Putnam trying to get back into position. Putnam to Hanson. Up through the middle. Shuffleboarded in by Windross. O'Leary comes and helps. Lions get it up to the blue line, but no further. Hanson holds it in. Hanson finds the loose change. Down low for O'Leary, and it just slipped away on the stick handle. 6:02 to go here in the first period. Saints up 1-0 on a 10:04 Windross goal. Lions on the offensive end for the first time in probably about 5 minutes, I'd say. Back to the point for Weeks. She'll take a slap shot. That got all the way through, sticked up into the air by Tresick, and she will hold on. Lindenwood makes a change with a winger. Other than that, everybody stays out there. Maryville with a fresh 5. Quickly back to the point. Weeks with a slap shot. That one rainbowed in on goal. Took the 7-iron when she wanted the 3. Punched up the boards. Villard couldn't get it into the attacking zone. Saints will regroup in their own end. Coxworthy on the forward check, but the Saints work around it. Here comes Bjornsson. Plays it off the wall to herself. Centering feed. She had Strother, but too many defenders in the way. A little bit of a bump from behind. Smolinski steps up. Puck was left right along the outside dashers. Smolinski steps back up to the red line. Space in front. A lot of white jerseys around her, though. Smolinski going all the way. Went down to a knee. Got the shot off, but didn't have the angle. Here's Morris trying to get into the hash marks. Oh, she had Smolinski near side. Just too tough of an angle. Saints keep it in as they regather the puck. Putting it in the middle, but it was taken by Carter. Potential odd man rush. Dottie just slaps it in on goal, and it's off the left pad. Falardo goes up the wall. Morris put it into the near side corner. Sutton will chase it down. Lions get it out into the neutral zone. Rinkus is a brick wall at the red line. Into the zone now. The Lions lose control of it. They were looking for Nickel on the return pass. Played up the far wall. Beckett played it back into her own zone with under 4 to go here in the first. Rinkus up to the forward line. Sutton had the stick lifted, chases it down to the goal line, in behind the net, hits the brakes. Here's Gillings to Beckett. Gillings again. Rister, stick save, rebound popped way out to the far wing. Beckett trying to whip it in on goal, manages to knife her way through a couple defenders. Here's Sutton trying to jam it in. Lions put it up the wall, nicely held in by Falardo. Falardo gets into a place where she can take the shot. Another toe save. Stadoka has been busy here in the first period. 18 saves thus far. Thomas lofts it in and heads off for a change. Putnam plays it up the wall. Just got it around Rigdon. I don't know how the stick of Cameron didn't break. It looked like it completely wrapped around Villard. Tidoka slows it up. Almost miscommunication there as Maryville had a player coming in on the backside. Lions trying to get it out of their own zone at least. Here comes Dottie. She's got Coxworthy. She'll take the shot. Blocker save. Coxworthy trying to pick up the loose puck. Hanson sweeps it up the wall. Windross ran out of space. Oh, and a big check over there along the far side. No penalty coming. 2:15 to go. Dottie with a wrister. She's been responsible for the majority of the offense for the Lions. Here comes Gerwitz, poked away by Weeks, but Windross in support. Looking back for Gerwitz, but she had taken a little bit off the gas pedal. But the Saints will have an offensive zone face-off. 1:57 to go here in the first period. Most of the action has been down to the right-hand side. Puck tied up off the draw. Schoenberg got it up into the neutral zone. Martinez heavy on the forecheck. Puck back and forth like a hot potato. Here comes O'Leary on or off wing. Plays it through the wickets, in behind the net. Continues to go around the perimeter. Weeks bumped Brennan off the puck. Maryville still got a shot off. Dodoka made the stop with 1:26 to go in the first. Maryville wins the draw this time as they get it to Bjornsson. She slipped her way into the circle and then just lost the puck. Olsen from behind her own net. She's looking for Kirkland on the far side. Eventually, Miller gets it into the neutral zone. Bjornsson is back for the Saints. Plays it up the near side wall. Kirkland got it. Strother picks her pocket. Potential odd man rush here for the Saints. Instead, it's picked up by Olsen. She kicks at it. Shovels it up the wall. Falardo comes over to hold it in. Braun will hit off on a change. Morris comes in. Cheekily through the legs as she keeps possession. Falardo from the point. Back for Morris. Again goes through the legs of the defender and then shovels a shot just under the blocker. 20 seconds left. Up through the middle, Morris. Beckett to the right. Morris trying to get it into the slot. Here comes a shot for Putnam, and that is held on to. Clock stops with 13.3 seconds left. Carter just trying to tie it up and see this one out. Lindenwood, they're not going to be happy with the fact that they've played mostly defense here in this period, but overall, through 20 minutes, I don't think they'll be all that disappointed by only being down by a goal. But again, when you've only scored 5 goals all season, it's going to be tough sledding to try to come back in this one against a top 5 team in the country. Saints lead by 1 after 20 minutes of play. Keep it right here on the Maryville Saints Hockey Network. We'll come back with second period action after this.
There comes a time where it's going to get harder and more difficult, but to never lose that focus of enjoying the game is so important. Leon Draisaitl from Cologne, Germany, Edmonton Oilers. For me, it started early. My dad played, so it ran in the family a little bit, and always wanted to play in the NHL. I'm an offensive guy that likes to generate and create chances and take big pride in the defensive side of things as well. I've got nothing but great things to say about Warrior, and a huge fan of the consistency year after year for me personally, bring out the best product, and it's so simple and easy to work with Warrior, and on top of that the service is incredible. Always things to learn, always things to grow, always the parts of the game to get better at, but all in all, you have to be a Warrior.
college hockey. It's more than just what school you play for. More than just another sweater you pull on. It's about focus, determination, strategy, and poise. It's more than just packed rinks and screaming fans. It's about heart, skill, and passion. In nearly 30 years of the ACHA, we don't just play the game of hockey. We are the game of hockey. Hundreds of elite players and coaches from some of the United States and Canada's most prestigious programs. The American Collegiate Hockey Association. More than just a game.
Hello everyone, I hope you've had a great summer. As the school year gets started across the country, we're excited to also welcome you back to another great season of hockey. Thanks for being a part of the USA Hockey family. I want you to know that our volunteers and our staff work every single day as hard as they can to make sure hockey is the best sports experience in every community in our country. Within USA Hockey, you're part of an organization that's a world leader in development, safety, fun, and success, and one that is committed to fostering a welcoming environment for all by building a diverse, equitable, and inclusive game. Hockey is played in thousands of communities across our entire country. Please join me in keeping the momentum going by inviting at least one new person to get involved with hockey this year. It doesn't matter if it's someone who wants to play, coach, officiate, volunteer, or just be a fan. We're excited about sharing the joy our sport brings with as many people as possible. I would also like to offer a friendly reminder to make sure that respect is top of mind every time you enter the rink or take to the ice for a game or practice this season. That includes making sure that we never use hateful or discriminatory language, as it has absolutely no place in our game or in our society. It's on all of us to make sure that we respect the game, including playing within the rules, treating officials with respect, giving our best, and being a good teammate. In the end, hockey is about fun, so let's make sure we never lose sight of that. Here's to a great season ahead, one filled with friendship, respect, success, and most of all, plenty of smiles.
Welcome to Maryville University.
Welcome to Saints Nation,
home of the Big Red M. So what does it mean to be a Maryville Saint?
It's more than just going to classes.
As Saints, we are passionate about what we believe in.
We are open-minded and curious about other points of view.
And we know this about life at Maryville.
Your best experiences will happen when you get involved.
Make sure to get involved on campus.
We work hard,
but we have a lot of fun too.
We have a passion to see each other succeed.
You might have a few hiccups along the way.
Or maybe something more serious.
When we run into adversity,
we have faculty and staff here to provide support.
We stand with our fellow Saints through the good times
and the difficult times.
So be sure to seek out help when you need it.
We know that here at Maryville,
we are never alone.
The spirit of Maryville flows through each person that steps foot on our campus.
Being a Saint is that feeling that Maryville University is your community.
That even when you're far away from home,
you are home.
We're on this journey together.
We are Maryville University.
One team, one family.
the Maryville Saints Intermission Report. Let's get ready for the second period.
There comes a time where it's going to get harder and more difficult, but to never lose that focus of enjoying the game is so important. Leon Dreisaitl from Cologne, Germany, Edmonton Oilers. For me, it started early. My dad played, so it ran in the family a little bit, and always wanted to play in the NHL. I'm an offensive guy that likes to generate and create chances and take big pride in the defensive side of things as well. I've got nothing but great things to say about Warrior, and huge fan of the consistency year after year for me personally, bring out the best product, and it's so simple and easy to work with Warrior, and on top of that the service is incredible. Always things to learn, always things to grow, always the parts of the game to get better at, but all in all, you have to be a Warrior.
College hockey. It's more than just what school you play for. More than just another sweater you pull on. It's about focus, determination, strategy, and poise. It's more than just packed rinks and screaming fans. It's about heart, skill, and passion. In nearly 30 years of the ACHA, we don't just play the game of hockey. We are the game of hockey. Hundreds of elite players and coaches from some of the United States and Canada's most prestigious programs. The American Collegiate Hockey Association. More than just a game.
Hello everyone, I hope you've had a great summer. As the school year gets started across the country, we're excited to also welcome you back to another great season of hockey. Thanks for being a part of the USA Hockey family. I want you to know that our volunteers and our staff work every single day as hard as they can to make sure hockey is the best sports experience in every community in our country. Within USA Hockey, you're part of an organization that's a world leader in development, safety, fun, and success, and one that is committed to fostering a welcoming environment for all by building a diverse, equitable, and inclusive game. Hockey is played in thousands of communities across our entire country. Please join me in keeping the momentum going by inviting at least one new person to get involved with hockey this year. It doesn't matter if it's someone who wants to play, coach, officiate, volunteer, or just be a fan. We're excited about sharing the joy our sport brings with as many people as possible. I would also like to offer a friendly reminder to make sure that respect is top of mind every time you enter the rink or take to the ice for a game or practice this season. That includes making sure that we never use hateful or discriminatory language, as it has absolutely no place in our game or in our society. It's on all of us to make sure that we...
And we're back at the Maryville University Hockey Center, just about set for second period action, with the Saints up by a score of 1-0 after outshooting the Lions 21-8 in the first period. Tresick was calling for an icing call. The referee says no. Saints head off towards the offensive end, and now they've got numbers. Morris comes in on the left wing, skates up to the circle, going to take the shot off the toe of the goaltender. Sutton cannot corral the rebound. Gerwitz with a shot. It was deflected on the way through, but Didoka made the save. 25 seconds off the clock. Once again, Todd Panula along with you here, fans. A Happy New Year to all of you. Smolinski puts it into the mixer. Beckett tried to punch it towards goal. The defender was there to thwart things. Beckett skates it on around from the high slot. Runs into pressure, stick handles away from it. Plops one in behind the goal. Morris trying to catch up to it, but the Lions are there first. Olsen had it for a moment. Sutton steals it away. Gerwitz with a shot blocked. Beckett picks the pocket of the defender. She took a spill. Here's Beckett all the way. Score! Haley Beckett makes it 2-0. 59 seconds into the second period. And the Saints are rolling. Beckett with her team leading 23rd goal of the season. She scores almost 2 points per game. Keeps that pretty close to alive here. 1 goal on the night. Villard with a shot to the glove hand side, but it was punched away by the stick. Saints up 2-0. Just 3 shots on goal here in the second period. They've already got one into the back of the net. They dig it off the wall. Chillings spikes it off the dasher. Ross was bumped off the puck. Carter goes to the far side. Renkus stepped up to it, held it in. A scrum just to the left of the Maryville bench. Ross kicking at it. Gillings trying to help out. Back to the blue line. Renkus to Gillings. Kicked around a couple times. Saints can't get it off the perimeter. Now they jab a shot towards goal from the point. Lions send it out into the neutral zone. Nickel got it up towards the red line, but no further. Carter trying to slap it down the ice. No icing here, even though it'll cross all the lines. Lions with the line change. Outlet feed to Gillings. She goes wing to wing. And then it was jabbed away from Brennan. Windross gets it into the zone. Here's O'Leary. She puts it off the side netting. That was close, though. O'Leary on around. Hanson with a slap shot. That's sticked away by the goaltender. Lions will send it down. This one's going to roll and roll, but not far enough for icing. Putnam fans on the outlet feed. Got away with it. Windross to O'Leary. She comes in on the left wing. Goes to the forehand. Shoots and wide on the blocker side. Hanson with the loose change. Looking for O'Leary. Brennan had it momentarily. It bounces back and forth between the teams. Floated in towards the near side corner. Martinez couldn't get it out of the zone. Neither could Kirkland. Struther comes back in on the forecheck. Martinez sends it around. Out of the reach of her teammate. Struther from the corner. Centering feed. Knifed out of there by the defense. Schoenberg got it up to center ice. Smolinski quickly back in on the attack. Loose puck. Struther takes the wrister. That's over the top of the crossbar. Bjornsson trying to out-duel her counterpart. And Lauren Miller. Tough angle chance from Hanson. Smolinski, straightaway point. She misses over the goal. Saints trying to get it up high. A little over 4 minutes gone here in the second period. Saints hemming the Lions in. Smolinski had her possession pilfered away by a poke check. Sutton. Forehand, backhand, gets it off to the point. Here's Smolinski, straight away, looking for Morris on the far side. Lions pick it up off the end wall, try to scoop it out. Can't even get it to the red line, delayed offside. Lions with a stretch pass. That's out of the reach of everybody, but no icing. Long stretch pass from Smolinski. Oh, and she tried to rainbow the pass over to Beckett. Beckett's cross-ice feed was intercepted. Dottie was held up just a little bit as the puck kind of stuck, perhaps in a wet spot. Beckett at the red line, coming in 3-on-2. Lobs a pass here to Morris on the near side. Low shot, stick save, and Didoka will cover it up. Villard goes against Rigdon on the face-off. Villardo with a slap shot, keeps it low, and it got all the way through. Ross thought about skating it down towards the half wall, instead slotted it back for the corner. Ross on it again, far side Rinkus. Takes a little bit of a shot. That got all the way through again. Saints getting pucks through. Haven't necessarily had all the steam in the world on them. Ross with a centering feed. Goaltender deals with it. And we'll get another stoppage with 14:21 to go here in the period. Shot from the far side point, went into the near side corner. Here's O'Leary with a chance. It got in behind the goaltender, but Didoka was able to fall back on it. A little bit awkward save, but once again, Lindenwood hoping that nothing goes wrong with their goaltender, because Didoka is the only one suited up. Brennan from the near side wall, slipped it in behind the net. Lions send it off the near side boards. Nickel got it out, but O'Leary picks it up. From center ice, O'Leary coming in all by herself. O'Leary from the far circle, shoots, and it's off the top of the glove. O'Leary trying to jam it in on the wraparound. Brennan with the rebound puck. Villardo comes up from the blue line. O'Leary is slammed up against the wall. No penalty there. Officials allowing everything, and just as I say that, they're going to call a penalty. Cross-checking is the call. Just the second penalty of the game is Maryville had a player in the box earlier. This time, the Saints will go on to the power play. Two minutes for cross-checking against Kaylee Keller. Morris gets it over to Beckett. Her shot was blocked, and it'll go out of play. Face off from the far side, just 6 seconds off the clock. Lions couldn't get the puck off the face-off. Beckett from the point to Sutton. Back to Beckett. Oh, and she was trying to go backdoor to Sutton, and the puck rolled on her. Here's Gerwitz straight away. She's got Beckett on the right. Gerwitz going to take the shot. Rebound loose, and Didoka will cover it up. Going to be a busy next couple weeks for the Maryville Saints hockey program. Men's team is on the road this weekend against Drury. Women with a home-and-home against Lindenwood this weekend. Next weekend, they'll have a bit of a showcase event where they will play against Jamestown and Midland, and then there will be a conference all-star game that same Sunday. The men's team will be here at home as well, so we'll have some double headers right here on the Maryville Saints Hockey Network. Here's Sutton with a shot. That one was denied. 56 seconds left on the power play. Morris from below the goal line tried to get it out top. Sutton will hold it in, and she gets around the defender. Here's Beckett, slap shot, blocker save as the puck goes over the goal. Morris off the dashers to Sutton. Backhand pass finds Gerwitz. Back to Sutton, stepping into the high slot. She'll take a shot. She scores! Power play goal for Aaliyah Sutton, and it's 3-0 Saints. Beckett 59 seconds into the period, and now Sutton at 8:02, this time with a power play goal. Aaliyah Sutton now with 14 goals on the season. Her 5th power play goal of the year as well. Stretch pass. Strother comes in on her off wing. Keller trying to tie her up. Martinez sweeps it over to Schoenbert on the far side, but she cannot escape the zone. 12:30 gone here in the period as we approach the midway point of the game. Braun gets it down low. Keller jams it off the boards. Schoenbert again with her back towards the offensive end. A tie up over on the far side. Lindenwood briefly had 6 players out on the ice. The officials either didn't spot it or electing, given the score line, to allow the mistake to happen. Back out towards center ice. Putnam with a hard clearance. Weeks held it in. Back out towards center. Olsen plods it over to the far side. Bounding puck off the end wall. Putnam sends it up. Gillings got just a piece of it. Lions send it back the other way. Villardo to Gillings. Quickly through the middle. Here's Villard. Villard backhand to the forehand. Ran out of space, and she collides with the end wall on the way through. Gillings punches her over the far side. Off the boards, back to the point. Renkus quickly to Villardo. Far side, Gillings takes the shot, diving. Out was Didoka. I couldn't tell if she got a piece of it or if it was the defender. Saints are right. Villardo with a wrister. Deflected a couple times on the way through. Thomas gets it up to center, but it was out of the reach of Kirkland. Saints trying to come right back in. Maryville was going to go for a line change, but they will be guilty of an icing call. 9:25 to go here in the second period. 2 Saints goals here in the middle frame have pushed the score to 3-0. Weeks with a slap shot. Almost had enough curve on it to peel down into the upper 90 of the goal, but we remain with a goose egg up on the board. Here come the Saints. Gillings from the slot. Pad save made. Oh, she almost had her own rebound. Lions trying to transition. Nickel got it up the attacking blue line, but the Saints are right there to handle it. Swept out of the zone by Gerwitz as she was run into by Nickel. Gerwitz up through the center. Brennan charges in, And DAWG will cover. Brennan wins the face-off. Gerwitz from just outside the circle. A little bit of the steam was taken out of that shot as Schoenberg got a block. Windross gives it to O'Leary. Here's Brennan. Couldn't get it skate to stick. Dottie deep inside her own zone. Martinez was the intended target, but the Saints will find it. O'Leary from the corner. Nobody home on the reverse pass. Dottie will catch up to it along the wall, but Gerwitz had the step. Dottie takes a spill, takes Gerwitz with her. 8:05 to go here in the second period. Smolinski from behind her own net. Dottie slow to get back to her feet. Windross at center ice comes in with O'Leary. O'Leary comes in support. Windross took the shot and a relatively easy glove save. The 33rd save of the night for Erica DAWG. Puck went through the neutral zone, and the Lions are delayed offside. They send it back in, but they touched up. An awkward collision. Two players came in towards the near boards. That was Hansen as well as Rigdon. Neither one worse for wear. Putnam lobs it up towards the blue line. She's got Braun on the far circle. Putnam heads to the front. Almost got a piece of it. Here's Toole with a slap shot. That got through traffic. Carter has it lifted. Penalty coming up. 6:57 to go here in the period. We'll have our third power play of the game. Going into the box, it's going to be Bryn Carter. Tripping is the call. Saints 1 for 1 with the power play so far this evening. Gerwitz walks the line, gives it over to Sutton. Down low for Morris. Morris goes over to the far wing, plays it off the boards. Beckett peels back. Sutton struggled to find the handle, stays on her skates, even with a strong stick from Schoenberg. Beckett from the right point comes up to the circle, thought about a shot. I think they're trying to get it into the middle to Smolinski, but right now it's just not available. Smolinski comes out of the middle, stick handles around, quickly around the umbrella. Beckett from the far circle. She'll take a shot, and that was blocked. Martinez got a piece. Sutton again to Beckett. Puts it down low. That got through. It's still loose, and finally we get a whistle. 1:09 left in the power play. Lindenwood does not have a shot in this period, and we are almost 14 minutes in. Smolinski comes around the net. Out to Sutton. She'll skate up towards the circle. Drops it off for Morris. Morris wiggling around. Here's Sutton. Stick handles up through the middle. A wrister was blocked. Smolinski gets it down. And Rigdon will clear it up, but not out. Gerwitz to Beckett. Around two defenders, takes a shot through traffic. DAWG belly flop practically, and she managed to get that one underneath her. 33 seconds left here in the Saints' second power play. Dusting it off a couple times was O'Leary. Gets it down low. Ross took the shot from a tough angle, and it'll be cleared out. Up the far wing, right off the boards in front of the Lindenwood bench. Backhanded in, playing it to herself is Colleen O'Leary. Slows it up, Ross. Saints are now 50% on the power play as this one goes by the wayside. Gillings back to Ross. Has it jabbed away. Good strong stick from Cameron. They were looking for Brennan out in front. Dottie gets it around Villard, but she's all by herself. Tried to just float one in on goal, but it rolled off the toe of the stick. Easy possession for the Saints to gather up. Lofted pass up through the middle, and here comes Strother. Hanson going towards goal for a rebound that never came. Puck was off a stick and out of play. Shot totals continue to climb for Maryville. They had 21 through the first period. They're up to 39 with 4:19 left to go here in the second. Hanson got one through from the point. The puck came over here towards the near post. Strother was there, just didn't have the angle to get it through. Putnam plays it back off the boards. Bilton comes into the offensive zone for the Lions. Transition play couldn't quite materialize, and now on the forecheck, it's Bjornsson. Oh, and a good stick from DAWG, denied a centering feed. Putnam is back at center ice. 3:40 to go here in the second period. Cross ice pass intended for Sutton. Awkward change, though, for Maryville. Now they get everybody out there that they would like. Looking for Kirkland. Instead, it's Beckett for the Saints. From the dot, and a big block. That's going to sting tomorrow. Olsen up the wall for Coxworthy. Still not out of the zone, though. Now here's Sutton. Beckett's calling for it. Couldn't get the one-timer. Tries a wrister, and that one's turned aside by DAWG. Smolinski steps up from the blue line. Around two defenders. Poked away briefly. Beckett finds the loose puck. Gerwitz dancing around from the circle. Shoulder save. Beckett with a rebound chance. That's off the pad. Smolinski from the straightaway. The slap shot was blocked by the captain. Sutton, far side, just outside the circle. Gerwitz to the backhand, forehand shot. That one off the skate, of the defender, and DAWG will cover up the loose puck. In that short amount of time, we've had another 5 shots on goal for the Saints. Windross, Beckett, and Sutton are your goal scorers this evening. A wrister off the right pad. Kicked over here towards the near side. Back out towards center. Smolinski goes back up to the blue line. Here's Morris. Beckett cutting towards the goal. Shot didn't get through. Cameron got it out. Saints come right back the other way. Schoenbert stole it at center ice. Saints come in, 3-on-4. Sutton from the far circle. Backhands it across. No, she held on to it. Looked like she made an attempt. Instead, it's Gerwitz. Strong on the puck, but two defenders were a little too much. Gerwitz with it again, and they score! That one got through. I don't think anybody expected too much from it, but Beckett is going to get credit for it, and it's 4-0. So Beckett with her second of the game, easy for me to say, at 18-15. Fourth goal of the game for the Saints. Outlet feed, punched up by Miller. I believe that was Villard that took a spill for the Saints. Chillings coming out. Villard takes the soft pass. Villard on the off wing, trying to get back onto a forehand chance. Ran out of space. Putnam from the blue line. That one got through, and then the clearance went off of Miller. Lions get it up to the blue line and just barely out. Delayed offsides right now on the Saints. Fights. Weeks gallops all the way around the goal. Hits the break, centering feed. Off the cut, cutting through. Tresick will cover it up just to give herself something to do. She hasn't had to face any shots here, although they're going to generously count that one as a shot. 47.7 seconds left in the period. Lions get it down to past the on-rushing Lindenwood player. Windross will loft it in. Olsen saw the pressure. O'Leary falls over the stick. At this point, I don't think we're going to see too many more power play opportunities unless it's something rather egregious. From the far side, Kirkland looking for space. That's been a precious commodity in this one. And that'll do it. 40 minutes are in the books, 20 minutes left in regulation. The Saints score 3 in the second period, and they have 4 overall. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have your third period of play right here on the Maryville Saints Hockey Network.
There comes a time where it's going to get harder and more difficult, but to never lose that focus of enjoying the game is so important. Leon Draisaitl from Cologne, Germany, Edmonton Oilers. For me, it started early. My dad played, so it ran in the family a little bit, and always wanted to play in the NHL. I'm an offensive guy that likes to generate and create chances and take big pride in the defensive side of things as well. I've got nothing but great things to say about Warrior, and huge fan of the consistency year after year. For me personally, bring out the best product, and it's so simple and easy to work with Warrior. And on top of that, the service is incredible. Always things to learn, always things to grow, always the parts of the game to get better at, but all in all, you have to be a Warrior.
college hockey. It's more than just what school you play for. More than just another sweater you pull on. It's about focus, determination, strategy, and poise. It's more than just packed rinks and screaming fans. It's about heart, skill, and passion. In nearly 30 years of the ACHA, we don't just play the game of hockey. We are the game of hockey. Hundreds of elite players and coaches from some of the United States and Canada's most prestigious programs. The American Collegiate Hockey Association. More than just a game.
Hello everyone, I hope you've had a great summer. As the school year gets started across the country, we're excited to also welcome you back to another great city family. I want you to know that our volunteers and our staff work every single day as hard as they can to make sure hockey is the best sports experience in every community in our country. Within USA Hockey, you're part of an organization that's a world leader in development, safety, fun, and success, and one that is committed to fostering a welcoming environment for all by building a diverse, equitable, and inclusive game. Hockey is played in thousands of communities across our entire country. Please join me in keeping the momentum going by inviting at least one new person to get involved with hockey this year. It doesn't matter if it's someone who wants to play, coach, officiate, volunteer, or just be a fan. We're excited about sharing the joy our sport brings with as many people as possible. I would also like to offer a friendly reminder to make sure that respect is top of mind every time you enter the rink or take to the ice for a game or practice this season. That includes making sure that we never use hateful or discriminatory language, as it has absolutely no place in our game or in our society. It's on all of us to make sure that we respect the game, including playing within the rules, treating officials with respect, giving our best, and being a good teammate. Here's to a great season ahead, one filled with friendship, respect, success, and most of all, plenty of smiles.
Welcome to Maryville University.
Welcome to Saints Nation,
home of the Big Red M. So what does it mean to be a Maryville Saint?
It's more than just going to classes.
As Saints, we are passionate about what we believe in.
We are open-minded and curious about other points of view.
And we know this about life at Maryville.
And curious about other points of view.
And we know this about life at Maryville.
Your best experiences will happen when you get involved.
Make sure to get involved on campus.
We work hard,
but we have a lot of fun too.
We have a passion to see each other succeed.
You might have a few hiccups along the way.
Or maybe something more serious.
When we run into adversity,
we have faculty and staff here to provide support.
We stand with our fellow Saints through the good times
and the difficult times.
So be sure to seek out help when you need it.
We know that here at Maryville,
we are never alone.
The spirit of Maryville flows through each person that steps foot on our campus.
Being a Saint is that feeling that Maryville University is your community.
That even when you're far away from home,
you are home.
We're on this journey.
That even when you're far away from home,
you are home.
We're on this journey together.
We are Maryville University.
One team, one family.
It's time for the Maryville Saints Intermission Report. Let's get ready for the third period.
There comes a time where it's going to get harder and more difficult, but to never lose that focus of enjoying the game is so important. Leon Dreisaitl from Cologne, Germany, Edmonton Oilers. For me, it started early. My dad played, so it ran in the family a little bit, and always wanted to play in the NHL. I'm an offensive guy that likes to generate and create chances and take big pride in the defensive side of things as well. I've got nothing but great things to say about Warrior, and a huge fan of the consistency year after year. For me personally, bring out the best product, and it's so simple and easy to work with Warrior. And on top of that, the service is incredible. Always things to learn, always things to grow, always the parts of the game to get better at, but all in all, you have to be a Warrior.
College hockey, more than just what school you play for. More than just another sweater you pull on. It's about focus, determination, strategy, and poise. It's more than just packed rinks and screaming fans. It's about heart, skill, and passion. In nearly 30 years of the ACHA, we don't just play the game of hockey. We are the game of hockey. Hundreds of elite players and coaches from some of the United States and Canada's most prestigious programs. The American Collegiate Hockey Association. More than just a game.
Hello everyone, I hope you've had a great summer. As the school year gets started across the country, we're excited to also welcome you back to another great season of hockey. Thanks for being a part of the USA Hockey family. I want you to know that our volunteers and our staff work every single day as hard as they can to make sure hockey is the best sports experience in every community in our country. Within USA Hockey, you're part of an organization that's a world leader in development, safety, fun, and success, and one that is committed to fostering a welcoming environment for all by building a diverse, equitable, and inclusive game. Hockey is played in thousands of communities across our entire country. Please join me in keeping the momentum going by inviting at least one new person to get involved with hockey this year. It doesn't matter if it's someone who wants to play, coach, officiate, volunteer, or just be a fan. We're excited about sharing the joy our sport brings with as many people as possible. I would also like to offer a friendly reminder to make sure that respect is top of mind every time you enter the rink or take to the ice for a game or practice this season. That includes making sure that we never use hateful or discriminatory language, as it has absolutely no place in our game or in our society. It's on all of us to make sure that we respect the game, including playing within the rules, treating officials with respect, giving our best, and being a good teammate. In the end, hockey is about fun, so let's make sure we never lose sight of that. Here's to a great season ahead, one filled with friendship, respect, success, and most of all, plenty of smiles.
Welcome to Maryville University.
Welcome to Saints Nation,
home of the Big Red M.
So what does
Mean to be a Maryville Saint?
It's more than just going to classes.
As Saints, we are passionate about what we believe in.
We are open-minded and curious about other points of view.
And we know this about life at Maryville.
Your best experiences will happen when you get involved.
Make sure to get involved on campus.
We work hard,
But we have a lot of fun too.
We have a passion to see each other succeed.
You might have a few hiccups along the way.
Or maybe something more serious.
When we run into adversity,
We have faculty and staff here to provide support.
We stand with our fellow Saints through the good times.
and the difficult times.
So be sure to seek out help when you need it.
we know that here at Maryville,
We are never alone.
The spirit of Maryville flows through each person that steps foot on our campus.
And we're back for the third period. Saints up 4-0. 1 goal in the first from Windross. Beckett with 2 in the second. Sandwiched in between those 2 Beckett goals was an Aaliyah Sutton power play goal to give us this current score. 24 shots on goal in the second period for the Saints alone. 45 overall for the game. Just 1 shot on goal in the second period for Lindenwood. They've now got that total equaled as they put one in on net from an awkward angle over on the right side. Nevertheless, each one counts and each one has the potential to go in the back of the net. It didn't right there as the 10th save of the game was made by Hannah Tresick. Saints get into the offensive zone. Tic-tac-toe, it's in the slot and then in the top of the crease. No goal there for Maryville. It comes over here to the near wing. Beckett with a chance and too many bodies in front. 50 seconds gone here in the third period. Martinez from behind her own goal reverses right to Morris. And Morris dusted off a couple times. Beckett's shot had some power taken out of it. Smolinski stick handles to the edge of the circle. Back towards the dot. Takes a shot. It's off the goaltender and then off the post and out in front. Lions will ice it. The clock will eventually stop, this time with 18:43 to go here in the third period. Saints come up with the loose puck. Villard pops a pass to Falardo. Weeks picks it up off the end wall for the Lions. Punch loose. Here's Gillings. Comes all the way out in front. Stick handles away into space and shoots off the blocker of the goalie. And Didoka was able to hold on. Not too much time off the clock in between stoppages. 18-19 to go here in the third. Saints looking for their 12th win of the season. Renkus got it down low. Whether that was a shot or a pass, it almost worked for both as O'Leary was right there. Jamming it back out in front. Renkus comes up to pick it up off the wall. Leaves it for O'Leary on the offside. Puts it out through the middle. Brendan was there if there was a juicy rebound. Windross back to the dot. Falardo at the point. Her shot was blocked, and it bounces in towards goal. Lions will get it out into the neutral zone. That went from nothing to something in about a blink of an eye. Saints come back in. They were thinking about going off on a change. Here's Brendan with a shot. Tried to go to the blocker's side, but Didoka was well positioned. 2:31 gone here in the third period. Saints will be in action against Lindenwood. They'll have a day off tomorrow, and then they will play an outdoor game at the Centene Ice Center on Sunday. Puck drops on that one at 7 o'clock. The website will say something different, but it has been rescheduled for 7 o'clock. So if you're in the area and you want to brave the weather, it's supposed to be pretty cold. Highs are in the 20s, so I can't imagine what it'll be once the sun goes down. Should be a fun atmosphere, though. We broadcasted the outdoor game a couple years ago, and it was cold. I will say that much, it was cold. Carter slaps it on around for the Lions, but they go off on a change, so Thomas is in by herself on the forecheck. Puck flutters out towards center ice, put in, delayed offsides. Kirkland doesn't know it yet, doesn't matter as the Saints bring it back out. Putnam cut blocked. Lions get it out to center ice. The back checking Haley Beckett comes up with the puck. She's on a hat trick watch. Beckett comes up from the middle to the right, and she'll peel back. Looking for Sutton in the middle. Lions get it, but they give it right back. Blocker save on the spin shot from Beckett. Morris carries Olsen to the wall. 4 minutes and change gone here in the third period. Saints up 4-0. Sutton to the backhand, edge of the hash marks. A little bit of a looping shot from Gerwitz, ended up wide of the target. Smolinski from her own end, Beckett on the right wing to the middle. Schoenberg lofts it over to the far side. Smolinski's going to knock it down. Going down to her stomach. Smolinski still made the play. And we're going to get a high stick with 15:09 to go here in the third period. Schoenberg got it over towards the middle of the rink. Lions continue it up towards the Maryville line. Rinkus goes back the other way. Here's Ross with a shot. That's off a shin pad and wide. Villard was calling for it, but Gillings was tied up along the boards. 14:35 to go as the Lions again can't get it past the red line. Lindenwood had some early jump. Credit to them for the first period. They only found themselves down by a goal, and they had 8 shots on goal. Only 2 shots since then. Centering feed was denied by the goaltender. Cameron pushed it up the wall. Couldn't get it too much further. Cameron with another opportunity to send it up the boards. Here's Filardo going to take a slap shot, trying to go blocker side. Put too much on it. Ross had it just sneak under the stick. Filardo walks the line, got it onto the forehand, near side wall. Ross going to take it to the wrister. Cameron with the block. Here comes the Lions as Miller flings it into the zone. She heads off on a change. Almost give it up as Miller is in on it. As that was actually Nickel that went off on the change. 13:15 to go here in the period. Brennan picks up the rolling puck from behind her own goal, plays it off the dashers. Windross with an outlet feed. Here comes Brennan one-on-one with Weeks, shakes the shot. She hits the post. That's at least 3 posts hit for the Saints. A low shot sticked away by the goaltender as Didoka makes another save. 48 saves right now for the Lindenwood goaltender. Gerwitz to Windross. Shot by Hansen. Rebound chance for O'Leary. It ends up in behind the net. Olsen from the far boards. Drug it back to the corner. Gerwitz will walk the line. Comes up into the high slot. She'll take a shot. That's over the goal. Windross from the goal line. Drags it back towards the corner. Windross looking for Hansen. Thomas trying to get it up the wall. Weeks has it in behind her own goal, looking for space on the far side. Olsen to the far wing. Gerwitz will hold it in. Brennan is by herself as the Saints doing a forward line change here. Thomas picks up the loose puck, carries it over towards the left wing. Tried to go with a cross-ice shot. Cut the angle a little bit too much. Under 12 to go here in the third. Here is Struther. Thomas wins that battle. Both players went to the ice. Pushed into the attacking zone by Braun. Dottie is back in her own zone. Martinez goes up through the middle. Almost had a breakaway opportunity for Bilton, but it was just out of the reach. Toole gets it up to Struther. Braun comes in. And that one into the glove. Another stoppage with 11-12 left to go here in the period. From the point, that got all the way through. Falardo with the chance, ended up just wide. Here's Morris, stick handling through the circle. Falardo from the left point, comes over here towards the back door. It was deflected by the defender. I believe that was Cameron to get a stick to it. And Tadoka covers it with 10:53 to go. Lions loop one up towards center ice. Rinkus puts it right back towards the line. Carter skates up to it, and Sutton gets in a shoving match with her. Both players pushing each other back and forth. Now the Saints going to go to the power play. Morris gets the rebound after the initial save was made. Maryville trying to get the sixth attacker on. Now they have it. Sutton had it poke check, but the Saints still with possession. Villard couldn't get a piece of it, and now we get the whistle. High sticking will be the call. Saints with their third power play of the game. They are 1 for 2 so far. Bryn Carter into the sin bin. Saints fans hoping that she will not be in there for the full 2 minutes, because that would mean that they will have another goal on the board. "51 saves on the night for Erica Tadoka. 55 shots for the Saints. Maryville wins the faceoff. Villard sets up from the straightaway point. She'll take a wrister. That took a touch on the way through. Villard will hold it in. Villard goes down low. It's O'Leary in the middle. She took the pass from Brennan. They're still jabbing at it, and it comes loose to the near side boards. Villard goes down into the corner. O'Leary trying to keep it away from the defender. Villard dusts it off. Gillings from the far side keeps the shot low. Brennan was there for the rebound, just out of her reach. Lindenwood will clear and get some fresh penalty killers. 1:15 to go in the power play. Under 10 to go in the period. Maryville with a piecemeal line change here. Beckett picks up the loose change as the top power play unit comes back out for Maryville. Beckett goes all the way in. He's got 3 points here tonight. Beckett drops it off. Gerwitz to Sutton. Struggles to find the handle. Morris to Gerwitz. Beckett here on the near side, just out of her reach. Beckett peels away from pressure. Gerwitz got it off the heel of the stick. Looking for Smolinski in front. 30 seconds left in the power play. Gerwitz straight away, left side to Sutton. She dances into the circle, and that is not going to be called. I mean, I understand situational awareness, but that was about as obvious a triple as you're going to see. I would say that one was more egregious than the ones that have actually put the Saints on the power play. Nevertheless, this one's going to go by the wayside, and they score! Beckett with the hat trick goal on the power play. 5-0 Saints. So Beckett at 11:43 gives the Saints power play a 66% margin. They are 2 for 3. And she's got herself a hat trick. Absolute roof shot from Haley Beckett. She didn't have too much of an angle either, but she went over to the glove side. That's tough to do when you're shooting from the right wing. But Beckett showcasing why she's one of the top offensive talents at this level. Long stretch pass, looking for Bjornsson. Here's Thomas. She'll take a shot. That's wide of the blocker side. Another shot from the far wing ends up along the side of the goal. Tresick will cover it up. So Beckett's goal total is now up to 25 on the season. Both centers dig in along the face-off, and they were standing there like statues trying to get that off the dot. Here's a drop pass that finds Brennan. She'll take a wrister. That's off a skate and wide. Windross picks up the loose change with 7:15 to go here in the period. Dottie was able to just brush that past the defender and out. Renkus looks up. O'Leary trying to go backhand, forehand. Brennan came across the line, but one of the wingers was offside for Maryville. Jidoka slowed it up in behind her own goal. Saints hold it in along the point. Villardo gave it over. Here's Villard, takes a wrister. That may have been deflected on the way through, and it ended up just through the top of the crease. Wraparound attempt. Loose along the side of the goal. That puck is still loose. Referee puts the whistle up. It's still loose. Jidoka trying to get her stick back. It's loose along the far post. Looking around, seeing if she has time to grab it. Her defender's trying to help her out. Jidoka still without a twig. Now she goes down to get it. Jillings got it over. Pass from behind. Ross put it through the mixer. It comes all the way to the point. Villardo with a chance. Backhanded towards goal by the Maryville forward. That was Jillings. Ross lifts the stick to avoid a clearance. Referee again letting them play as there was a little bit of holding going on. Saints have already had 3 power plays. Could have easily had 4. That would have put them up 5-on-3, but they scored a goal anyway. Here's Martinez coming up the left side. She takes a shot wide of the glove side. Pitchforked ahead, but Morris couldn't get it out of the zone. Lindenwood trying to change their lines and still coming on the attack. They get it around Keller as it comes out towards the attacking zone for Maryville. Back to Gerwitz. She'll take a shot, glove side, and that's into the trapper. 5:07 to go here in the third period. Saints with another goal. Beckett has 3 on the night, 5 in total for the Saints. Morris tried to spin. I think she was trying to go down low. Whether it was a shot or a pass, it ended up being denied as Cameron got a piece of it. Sutton gives her a shove from behind for her efforts. Cameron on the back check, ran out of room, has to just kind of soup one into the attacking end. Here's Bilton. Now Beckett knocked her down from behind, trying to spring a potential breakaway for Morris. Just wouldn't settle down for her. Now here's Morris. She's got Beckett alone on the wing. Beckett's alone in front. Diving out to get a piece of the puck was Didoka. 3-on-2 potentially. Bilton coming in. Now it's a 2-on-2 as they go for a change. Dottie will pick up the puck after they miss on the shot. Here comes Toole. Emily Toole on the left wing. Lobs a pass off the end wall for herself. Now she's shoved to the ice. And again, the official, it looks so casual. I understand they're not going to make a call, but he seems to have to adjust himself every time there's a no call. Like, now there's a player down for Maryville. That was Bjornsson. That's going to draw the ire of the official. And the Saints will have their 4th power play of the game. And the referee actually having a talking to there with Bryn Carter. Oh, and she must have said something because I think she's done. So as of right now, there's a 2-minute penalty initially up on there, and I guess it's going to be a game misconduct. We'll see whether or not they add any time to the power play. I wouldn't think so. So that will be served by Emma Coxworthy. But unfortunately for Bryn Carter, her night is finished. And it's very understandable from a player perspective to get frustrated. You're losing by 5. Your pride is hurt the way that this season has gone. But the referees, to their credit, as they went tic-tac-toe, wing to wing for Maryville, but to the referees' credit, they've allowed both teams to pretty much play this one out as much as they could, and they've called stuff when they had to. Carter had probably gotten away with one just moments prior to that, and then the official said, it's like, okay, I've let you get away with a couple, and now all of a sudden you take one that I can't let go. She was probably upset, had a few choice words, and we have the situation that we do. 90 seconds left in the Saints' 4th power play. They are 2 for 3. Gerwitz drags it back towards the point. Near side for Beckett. She's already got 3 goals. Cross ice, it's Sutton. Stick handles around one defender. Puts it through the middle. One-timer. Morris almost had one, but it just rolled, and she lobbed it up high. There's going to be another penalty handed out. 1:10 left in the original power play, and I believe the Saints are going to be up 5-on-3. Into the box goes Caitlin Weeks. So Maryville will keep this current line out there. 2:48 left to go in the period. Saints have 57 shots on goal. Face-off win for the Saints. Gerwitz kind of halfway in between the point and the slot. Around the umbrella they go. Gerwitz to Beckett. Now they exchange places. Sutton with a one-timer looking for Smolitsky on the deflection. She got it, but it ended up wide. Sutton settles it down. Here's Beckett, glove hand side again. I think she was trying to get that one maybe off the body of Smolinski. 48 seconds left in the 5-on-3. And I believe we've had a timeout taken. 2:26 left to go here in the third period. So the Saints pretty much have this one penciled in as a victory. They'll improve to 12-7. And again, they will be in action against Lindenwood on the outdoor rink at the Centene Ice Center at 7 o'clock on Sunday, before coming back here to the Maryville University Hockey Center to play Jamestown and Midland next weekend. The tentative puck drops on those games are 4 o'clock for Friday and 3:15 for that Midland game on Saturday. Stay tuned to Saints social media for any updates in the schedule. That'll also be a big weekend for the men's team as they will welcome Minot State to town. Power play goes back to work for the Saints. 5-on-3. Beckett to Gerwitz to Sutton. Exchanging places. Clogging up the middle. Beckett takes a shot. Blocker save. Morris on the rebound. 30 seconds left on the two-man advantage. Beckett from the right hash. Gerwitz to the other side. And the shot was off the blocker again. Morris to Gerwitz. Strong off the skate. Gerwitz again. Sutton. Gerwitz. Beckett. Gerwitz. Sutton. Beckett. From the hash marks. Went to the blocker side, and there's no signal. The Saints are acting like they've scored, so I assume they have. Another power play goal. Haley Beckett with her fourth of the evening. That's about as nonchalant as you can get scoring a goal. But they all count the same in the stat sheet. So Beckett with her fourth of the game on the power play. 18-19 the time of the goal. Saints with 3 power play goals. We'll see if they can get a fourth and keep that percentage up high. Second power play unit is out there. And another nice feedback from the PA official. Villard walks the line. O'Leary from the near circle gets the shot off from the dot. Rebound is loose. Ross has her stick lifted. 30 seconds left on the penalty to Caitlin Weeks. Into the slot for O'Leary. The rebound at the side of the goal, and it is cleared up and out. 15 seconds left. 1:05 left in the period. And offside against Maryville with 59.4 seconds left. Struther wins the face-off. Hanson goes to Putnam. She'll skate it in. Struther cutting towards the goal. Putnam puts it off the skate. Hanson, slap shot. That one went off the knob of the stick of the goaltender and out of play. So the Saints, barring a late penalty, will finish the evening 3 for 5. Still not too bad. Struther wins the face-off, but it goes the wrong direction. Lions can't clear it up the wall. 38 seconds left. Lindenwood pushes it up the walls. Hansen couldn't quite hold it in on the second attempt, did on the first. Here comes Bilton all the way into the corner, 19 seconds left. Too many Saints in the way. Martinez couldn't hold as it snuck underneath her right skate. Martinez is back. Bjornsson on the forecheck. Miller had it stolen away, and it's loose at center. 2 seconds left. There's the buzzer. 60 minutes are gone, and the Maryville Saints have won this one by a final of 6-0. Bilton a little bit upset as she felt she was upended there at the end of the game. There was a bit of a collision at the blue line. The referee went over, had a brief word. They also said something to the scorekeeper, but I don't think they're handing out a penalty at the end of the game. Ultimately, I think that would be more procedural. I don't believe anything would carry over into the next game in terms of having to sit out a period or anything like that. So ultimately, just a solid overall game for the Saints. They finished the night with 62 shots on the evening, and they only allow a total of 11. So just 2 shots allowed here in the third period, 3 in the second and third period. So defensively, they shut everything down. It was kind of a situation where offense was the best defense for Maryville as they just kept peppering the goaltender. Overall, I mean, having played in games like this, both in soccer and hockey, the goaltender, you're going to be disappointed when that many pucks get past you, but it's still a pretty good night having to make that many saves. 62 shots against, that's 56 saves in one game. So Erica Dodoka needs to be proud of the effort that she was forced to put in. But overall, Maryville dominated from start to finish. Windross scored at 10:04 of the first period. That would prove to be the game winner. Beckett scored her first at 57 seconds of the second. Sutton would get a power play goal at 8:02 of the second. Beckett finished that period off with a goal at 18:15. Couldn't read my own handwriting there. And then Beckett would get the hat trick here in the third period at 11:43 on the power play, and her fourth goal of the game on the power play at 18:19. So the Saints open up 2026 with a win over their crosstown rivals. These two teams once again will play Sunday evening on the outdoor rink at Centene Ice Center. Our next game will be Friday, January 23rd at 4 p.m. Hopefully you can join us then right here on the Maryville Saints Hockey Network. For Eric Skelton running things behind the scenes, I've been Todd Panula. Until the next time, have a great night, Saints fans.